Good morning, class. This is Mr. Walker here, and we are going through with the next part of solving linear equations. So we're dealing now with equations with variables on both sides. So let's look at these steps, and let's take a look at an example. This time we are going to move whatever smaller variable there is to one side, move the constants to the other side, multiply the denominator or divide by the coefficient, and then you will get your variable by itself. So let's take a look at this first one here. This one we have 5k minus 2 equals 8k plus 4. So we want to get all the variables to one side, all our constants to the other. So what I like to do, I like to take whichever variable is smaller, and I'm going to move that to the other side personally. So we start off with this. In order for me to move the smaller variable, which is 5k, to the other side, I need to go through and use the opposite of whatever 5k is. So the opposite of 5k is a negative 5k. So over here I start off with 5k minus 2, and then I need to get rid of 5k, so I need to do minus 5k. And that's all finished over there. Now on the other side, in order for me to keep it equal, I need to still go through and do that minus 5k again. So I have what I start off with, 8k plus 4, and then I'm minusing 5k from it. So because I'm doing this here and this here, that means that when I go through and rewrite this, it's still equal. So on this side, 5k minus 5k just leaves me with this negative 2 here. So the only thing that's left is negative 2. I'm just writing these in the same spot so we can keep up with everything that's changed. Now on this side, I have 8k minus 5k, so 8 minus 5 is 3, and we put that k on there because they both add k's. So that's 3k plus 4. All right. Now we need to get all our constants to the other side. So right now I have a positive 4. I'm adding 4 right here. So I need to do the opposite, the inverse of adding 4. So over here we got negative 2. And the opposite of adding 4, which is subtracting 4. So I have to subtract 4 from this side. And on the other side, I need to subtract 4 from there as well. So if I do that on the left side, on our left side right here, we got negative 2 minus 4. That gives me a negative 6. And then on the other side of the equal sign, I'm just left with 3k. Because 4 minus 4 is 0. Now we need to deal with this 3k here. Now the opposite of us multiplying by 3 with that k is dividing by it. So I have over here, I got negative 6, and we are going to be dividing that by 3. And on the other side, we know that we are doing the same thing. We got 3k divided by 3. So on our left side, negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. On our right side, we are just left with k, which means that this part right here, this is our final solution. This is our final answer. I'm going to underline that. And what I'm actually going to do to make it a little easier on myself, rather than highlighting these, I'm just going to bold the stuff I did on both sides. Yeah, that's a little better. So you notice I'm making sure that whatever I do on one side, I do on the other, because no matter what happens, this equation needs to stay the same thing that we started off with. This side equal to this side. If I change things up, I need to change them on both sides. Otherwise, it's not going to be equal. So we finally end up with -2 equals k. And that's what we got right here. Now, for these next two, you're still doing the same thing. Just make sure that you are taking your time with it. Now, we got to go through and address the bigger question over here. So multi-step equations with variables on both sides. Now, there are two examples here, and these both have, little things that I would like for you to address later on in this section. If you notice, because today you guys are going to be getting some new notes, there are some notes concerning how to go about solving these. So what you're going to need to do is go through those and then come back to this. But in the meantime, thank you for coming by. Check us out on the next video. We are going to be dealing with fractions and decimals in our equations. And I'll see you then.